Viewed from above, it looks otherworldly. Isolated in a semi-arid desert in northeastern Kenya, the Dadaab refugee camp looks more like a prison than a community that is home to so many. It was built more than 2 decades ago as a temporary shelter for Somalians fleeing famine and war. Today, it is the largest refugee camp in the world, home to 350,000 people, mostly Somalians.
My name is Fauzia Mahmoud Abdullah. I'm 25 years old. We're here for about 24 years.
Fauzia Abdullah is a Somali refugee and the mother of 3 young children.
Life is challenging in the camps because we are in a cage because we don't have identification cards to move around. We are more like deprived the right to movement, freedom of movement.
As if life as a refugee wasn't difficult enough, Fauzia has now taken on another challenge. One, though, that gives her hope for her future. Fauzia is a university student.
This program is offering courses, certificates, diplomas, and degrees. And my goal and objective is to do degree.
Fauzia is among 300 refugees and Kenyan residents of the town of Dadaab who are enrolled in one of the most demanding experiments in higher learning. Borderless Higher Education for Refugees, or BHER, is the creation of a unique international partnership.
4 academic university partners, 2 in Kenya, 2 in Canada. So York University in Canada and the University of British Columbia, and in Kenya, Kenyatta University and Moi University, along with one NGO that is Kenyan-based, Windle Trust.
It was first conceived over 5 years ago as a way to increase the quality of education in Dadaab.
The majority of the teachers teaching in 7 secondary schools in Dadaab were actually untrained.
Most of the teachers in the camps graduate from high school and then take up teaching.
The conditions of the schools are very challenging. The class sizes are very high. There are very few resources for teachers and students to work with. And most teachers have no particular preparation for teaching.
So the goal is then to improve their abilities, build their capacities to teach in the camps by providing them with a 2-year diploma to teach at the primary or secondary levels. And after that, they can choose to go on to one of 4 degree programs.
And I want to serve my community as a teacher.
Suleiman Ismail Abdi is 24 years old, an ethnic Somali resident of the town of Dadaab.
This community who live here are Somalis, and other teachers who come from down Kenya are running from this area because of insecurity, and that's why we lack teachers.
Hanging over Dadaab is the threat from Al-Shabaab. Over the years, it has carried out kidnappings, murders, and bombings in the camp and the surrounding area. The result? Heightened security that has made life more difficult here and changed the way BHER operates. But it has not stopped the project or the students' determination.
I'm Ali Zahra Fatuma, but they call me Fatuma. I'm 26 years. I'm taking course in Kenyatta University, diploma in primary school education.
Fatuma plans to continue and obtain a degree.
This one can help me to pursue in my future, to reach my goals as a teacher.
Like many of her fellow students, especially the women, Fatuma faces special challenges.
I had difficult time to live because I lost my husband last December. Now I'm taking care of my child. I live with the family, but the family, they are far from where I take my course.
An extra burden for Fatuma is the care of her son.
I don't have someone to care for him, but I'm the only one who is taking care of him. So it's hard to take my course when I have a child.
And the challenges are we need to care of a family. We have children and families. And to care for these children and to come to classes, and they are becoming parallel. You need to do one and to quit one.
We talked about in today's class how. My name is Farhiya Abdi. I am a doctoral student at York University, and I'm currently teaching the Math Science Technology course.
Farhiya Abdi was born in Mogadishu and spent the first part of her life there. She came to Canada at 17 as a refugee. This is the third time Farhiya has taught a course in Dadaab.
Before I came here, I thought that I would be devastated, to be honest with you. I thought I would come here and I would be in tears every single day. But I came here, and what I found was actually inspiring for me, because when I came, I saw people who have aspirations and dreams and, are just like any other people who are trying to make a living and build lives for themselves, right?
Students on the Dadaab campus take the same courses as students at Kenyatta and Moi universities in Kenya, and the universities of British Columbia and York University in Canada. But students in Dadaab are burdened with a severe lack of resources.
Students in Canadian universities have computers, have good internet, they have other support systems, which these ones do not have. These have only themselves. They walk in the classroom, perhaps with only a pen, to listen to the lecturers, and then they pick the notes. So, as much as they may not be prepared, they do not have the necessary resources. And I think that's a big challenge.
There is no electricity in the camps, and most refugees are too poor to afford computers. Some students live 10 to 15 kilometers from the learning center, making transportation an issue.
The biggest challenge, obviously, is security. Beyond that, I think that of the internet bandwidth is not strong enough to sustain some of the corresponding courses.
The Computer Learning Center on campus is one of BHER's most important resources. While some of the courses are taught here on site, most are delivered online. So this is where students come to access their courses, do their research, and their projects. Some of the students now even have tablets, thanks to donations from the United Nations High Commission for Refugees and from the universities of British Columbia and York University in Canada.
The computer lab has served a really important purpose in bringing students together, especially when they've done so many online, there are so many online assignments. It's good for them to actually come together and to work and to see each other in the learning center, in the seminar rooms, in the actual computer labs. But we need tablets for the students. They need to be able to go home and work on their assignments at home.
But the learning here is not only being done by the students.
We are also going with the expectation that we will learn and benefit from the experience of providing post-secondary education. And a very big part of what it is that we understand ourselves is doing is learning from people who are in that situation so that we can build better theories, that we can conduct better research, that we can make more effective interventions in things. So I think that reciprocity is kind of at the heart of what it is that we're doing.
3 years into the program, and already there are signs it is having an impact.
And everyone is quite happy about the progress that we have had so far. We have students who are trainees who are now teaching in our secondary schools and who are providing service elsewhere. And they are happy that since the program started, they have gained enough skills and knowledge to be able actually to do much better in their teaching than they have done before.
Described by its founders as a pilot project, BHER has become a model to be copied. It became a reality in 2012, thanks to a $4.5 million grant from the Canadian government. That funding runs out in 2018, and so far, there is no money for BHER to continue beyond that date.
The future of BHER really depends on the world. Why wouldn't the world see it as important that Somalia rebuilds and reconstructs. Why, therefore, wouldn't they see higher education as an important part of that? It's obvious. It's really obvious.
If funding is not there, the future of the program is in jeopardy.
What do you think that would mean?
It may spell doom. It may spell doom because there'll be no hope for the local community. There'll be no hope for the refugees.
Marengu Joku is often referred to as the father of education in Dadaab. He warns the loss of educational prospects for the students could be an opportunity for terrorist recruiters.
If that happens, and when it happens, then it becomes a disaster, not only to the refugee students who have been recruited, but to the entire world. And that is where terrorism starts.
Despite the challenges and insecurities, these students press on, determined to better themselves and their communities.
These challenges are intimidating us. They're making us to lose hope, but we are struggling. Yeah.
You're not going to give up.
Yeah, we're not going to give up.
So I want to improve the society of Dadaab through education.
If there is peace and stability back in our home country,
What? You would?
yeah, I will go back.
What would you do there?
Rebuild the country through education.
Borderless higher education for refugees gives these students not just the tools to build a future for themselves and their communities, it gives them hope.